Chevrolet recently unveiled the Corvette ZR1, and although it features a supercharged 6.2-liter LT5 V8 engine and a top speed in excess of 210 mph, 337 km/h, everyone's anxiously awaiting the 2020 Corvette C8. The mid-engine model promises to change everything we know about the Corvette, and we might be learning more about the car thanks to several CAD drawings that recently surfaced. The original poster quickly deleted the images, but not before Firebird was able to save them for posterity's sake. While the images might not look that exciting to an untrained eye, Firebird notes they show the car has coil springs and several components which appear to be an evolution of parts used on the Corvette C7. We can also see massive brake discs and a glimpse of the car's powertrain, which reportedly features an LT1 engine. While it would be hard to confirm the authenticity of these images, someone put a lot of time and effort into creating them, so it seems possible that these could be the real deal. However, we shouldn't expect confirmation from General Motors anytime soon. Like Porsche, Chevrolet is in no rush to offer semi-autonomous driving systems to its performance cars, namely the Corvette. Speaking to GM Authority at the recent LA Auto Show, Corvette Chief Engineer Taj Gupta said the Corvette will probably be the last Chevrolet vehicle to adopt self-driving technologies. After all, it is a car designed around the driver. The whole purpose of the Corvette is to enjoy driving it. So, Corvette will probably be the last to adopt the autonomous technologies. In fact, we don't even have adaptive cruise on the car. We try to lean down the content to just what's necessary for driving, and we expect the person driving it to want to drive it. So between that, and adding all of the additional content, it requires the sensors to be in front end, which can block airflow. We don't have a lot of spare airflow, so all of these choices come down to a balance of attributes across the whole car, Gupta said. However, Chevrolet seems aware of the inevitability of such technologies eventually finding their way into the Corvette. According to Gupta, this can come in the form of a system that teaches a driver the fastest line around a racetrack, much like Porsche's recently discussed Mark Webber mode that could be used by future generations of the 911. There could someday be use for some of these autonomous features. One of my favorite is a track learn, a setting where you could dial an assistance, like a driving instructor in the passenger seat. If you're driving off the line, they'll reach over to the wheel and tug you back. We can imagine using some of these features as a track learn. Everything from giving you a nudge when you're not in the right place, to a hands-off, show me the line as fast as the car will go, he said. Although Gupta failed to give a time frame for when such a system could see the light of day, it inevitably won't be implemented into the existing 7th generation Corvette. Instead, self-driving tech could make an appearance roughly halfway through the production run of the 8th generation, mid-engine Corvette.
60 pounds of extra weight. That's all the penalty you get for the folding top. The rest is pure ZR1 insanity, with 755 horses, 715 pounds-ft of torque, a top speed of 212 miles per hour, and Chevy's new patent-pending active exhaust giving you more noise at high load than ever before. Sounds good? You bet! Chevy claims the C7's aluminum chassis is so rigid that the only modification needed for the drop-top ZR1 was repositioning the safety belt mounts. The roof can be operated remotely or while driving up to 30 mph, and the whole deal is yours for $123,995, a $4,000 premium over the coupe. The ZR1 is not a limited edition product, but Chevy doesn't expect to sell more than 3,000 units per year. Speaking of the sound it will make, regardless of the configuration, the ZR1 comes with a new 4-mode exhaust system. Stealth is said to be quieter than a standard Z06, while Tour, Sport and Track offer a wider range of dirty noises than Chevy's previous active systems. According to Chief Engineer Taj Jukter, we're talking almost unrestricted exhaust flow once a spring-loaded passive valve steps aside. As we told you at the vehicle's debut, the hardtop Z01 is aiming for a sub-7-minute Nürburgring lap. The convertible will also be available with the ZTK Performance package, which includes the high wing, the extended front splitter, Michelin Pilot Sport 2Q and Pesos tires, and specific chassis and magnetic ride control tuning for greater cornering speeds. 13 heat exchangers for the car, air cooling for your head. All that's left to do now is drive it. 755 horsepower is a number many didn't believe would ever be available on a road car. Yet there is a host of road-going supercars that are members of the 700 Club, the newest being the 2019 Corvette CR1. However, where other club members rely on mid-engine traction, the Corvette CR1 is an old-school battle axe that takes aim at Porsche's GT2 RS Scalpel, Ferrari's Stiletto-like 488 GTB, and McLaren's 720S Sharpshooter. From the passenger seat, the Corvette CR1 should have been called Normandy, Part 2. Horns secured, helmet strapped, I lowered myself into the pre-production Corvette CR1, still covered in the camouflage and dirt it acquired during testing in Germany at the Nürburgring. Behind the wheel is Chevrolet's development driver, Alex McDonald. Within a blink of the eye, we're at turn 1 of Willow Springs International Raceway's Big Willow course. While Alex isn't phased, my eyes haven't returned to their upright and locked position. The key to the Corvette CR1's prodigious propulsion is Chevrolet's new LT5 supercharged V8. While much of the LT5 is rooted in the Corvette Z06's LT4, there are some quite significant departures from the Z06's supercharged small block, including the mammoth 2.65-liter supercharger. Combined with a new 73mm throttle body, a new dual-fuel system that uses both direct and port injection, a new oil system, and a few other go-faster bits, the Corvette CR1 makes a whopping 715 pounds-ft of torque along with those 755 horses. Yet those numbers don't tell the whole story. Because the new supercharger itself needs 120 horsepower just to turn its screws. According to Jordan Lee, Chevrolet's small block chief engineer, the engine is likely generating more than 850 horsepower to produce 755 horsepower at the crank. Bonkers. But it isn't the new Corvette CR1's JATO rocket-like oomph that will have Corvette fans shouting "Shut up and take my money." That will be the CR1's organ-rearranging grip and handling. With Alex standing on the brakes coming into turn 1. The ferocity at which the Corvette CR1 changes direction should come with a whiplash clause in every bill of sale. It's violent. From the passenger seat, in Alex's capable Alpinistar's gloved hand, it feels like the CR1 turns in well beyond what the Corvette Z06 is capable of. That's down to not only the Michelin Pilot 2Q and Pesos tires, double heat-treated Brembo source carbon ceramic brakes. It's also thanks to the new ZTK Performance aerodynamic package, which starts producing noticeable downforce at just 50 mph. Big Willow may be a power circuit, but power means nothing if you can't keep that power suction cup to the tarmac. The ZTK Performance package does just that. Through every turn, the CR1 felt as if it was stapled to the racetrack's surfaces. Even through turns 5 and 6, where some cars get airborne thanks to a dimple in the surface, the Corvette never lost traction or broke its bond with the pavement. Even more impressive was the CR1's suction through turns 8 and 9. As I strained to keep focus on everything going on around me, I saw Alex peg the Corvette's speedometer at 144 mph through the turns. It never wavered. After a few minutes of pondering on very brief ride-along. Today's auto industry spies have telephoto lenses and networks of informants that leak details months before anything is supposed to be released. To combat these disclosures, manufacturers have turned to code names to obfuscate their plans. When developing this 755 horsepower Corvette, GM reached into its more pedestrian parts catalog to obscure its Buchkinal new supercharged LT5 V8 meant for the ZR1. According to Jupiter, when the first LT5 engine mules were being developed, the engineers adorned the LT5 supercharger with BAS, or Belt Alternator System. The acronym comes from Chevrolet's truck department, functioning as part of the start-stop system to aid in efficiency, something a supercharged V8 engine isn't known for. The engineers gave it a better meaning, Badass Supercharger. But after getting a few passenger-side hot laps, at least until we drive it, we think it should be changed to Badass Supercar, as this Corvette is an American GI, storming Europe's beaches bayonet in hand.
A ZR1 is a special thing. The coming 2019 ZR1 is only the fourth such model in 7 generations of Corvette. The 1970 C3 ZR1 is so rare it almost doesn't count. "We don't do one every generation," said Corvette chief engineer Taj Jupiter. So the engine that powers any ZR1 is even more special. You could say that the new LT5 engine is the ultimate Chevy small block. It's amazing to look back at the original 255 SID V8 that started the whole Chevy small block thing in 1955 and try to trace this new block's lineage. But even compared to the 638 horsepower LT5 engine that powered the 2009 6th generation ZR1, the new 755 horsepower LT5 and the 2019 ZR1 is a big leap forward in power, torque and efficiency. First off, it's not completely all new. The 2019 Corvette ZR1's new LT5 shares a lot of parts with the LT4 V8 used in the Z06. The engine architectures are the same, said Jordan Lee, chief engineer of the new LT5. The block, the head, the pistons, the connecting rods are all carryover from the LT4. It does have an all-new supercharger, an all-new throttle body, the biggest throttle body GM has ever done at 95mm compared to the LT4's 87mm throttle body, a dual fuel system, 2 engine controllers to control the fuel system, modifications to the lube system, a different crankshaft material made of a higher strength alloy and a shaker hood. Everything works together to make 755 horsepower, but if you wanted to single out a single thing, you could point to that supercharger poking through the hood. When the engine was under development, they wanted to keep it a secret, so rather than stamp Corvette ZR1 on the top, it said BAS. There's a Graham diesel engine that uses something called the Belt Alternator System, so that's what they wanted people to think this was. But the engine engineers said that the BAS stood for something wherein the B was for big and the S was for supercharger, and you can guess what the A stood for.
General Motors and Chevrolet announced November 30 that the first retail production 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 will be auctioned January 20, 2018, at Barrett-Jackson in Scottsdale, Arizona, to benefit the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation and its Building for America's Bravest program. The car is the fastest, most powerful production Corvette ever made, according to the company. The foundation is named for New York City firefighter Stephen Siller, who died while responding to the September 11, 2001, attacks on the World Trade Center towers. The foundation builds mortgage-free smart homes for the most catastrophically injured service members, with the homes featuring automated doors and lighting, wider halls and doorways, showers that accommodate wheelchairs, automatic door openers, cabinets, counters, and stove tops that can be raised and lowered, backup generators, and central heating and air conditioning systems that can be controlled by tablets. GM and Chevrolet are proud to honor and support the brave men and women of our armed forces, said Steve Hill, GM's Vice President of U.S. Sales and Service. With the proceeds from the auction of the Corvette ZR1, we will be able to offer additional support to some of our most severely wounded veterans through the Building for America's Bravest effort.
In this day and age where cars are becoming faster and stronger, General Motors will be producing its fastest car, the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. Chevrolet is offering its best automobile in two ranges. One will be a coupe while the second will be a convertible. Corvette has often incorporated convertibles in order to give it a more stylish and sporty look. The first model of the Corvette Heritage was also a convertible, which was displayed at the New York Auto Show in 1953. What's 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 got? The Corvette has brought in a unique ZR1. It offers their riders a convertible along with an automatic transmission. The roof takes around 21 seconds to drop down. This can either be remotely done or while driving at the speed of 30 mph. Tom Peters, design chief for Chevrolet, stated, "There was always going to be a convertible." Chevrolet's chief engineer, Jordan Lee, said, "We broke a lot of dynamometers testing this engine. The automobile comes with a supercharged LT5 V8. It runs on 755 horsepower, which had cracked the exhaust pipes with its heat at the General Motors engine testing facility. But, it is said that such cases often take place in V8 engines and therefore is not uncommon." The 6.2-liter pushrod small block also produces 715 pounds-ft of torque, which takes help of the huge 2.65-liter supercharger. Considered to be the most powerful Corvette, they have not made compromises on the convertible. The inside body as well as the aluminum track chassis remains the same without any bracing. The suspension tuning also has not undergone any change whatsoever. The only structural changes are made in order to accommodate the seatbelts mounts and also the folding top. Just like the coupe, Corvette provides a variety for the convertible as well. One is a stanchion-mounted low wing which is smaller, and the other is a high wing that is bolted to the chassis. In their usual fashion, Chevrolet will be giving out its first production for charity. The 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 will be sold for a good cause at the bidding block at the Barrett-Jackson Scottsdale auction. While the coupe's price will be starting at $119,995, the convertible will be priced at $123,995.
Chevrolet recently unveiled the new ZR1, which puts out the impressive amount of 755 horsepower. However, it seems like Chevrolet has something even bigger in store for us, because a new mid-engine C8 prototype model was spotted on a testing track. Chevrolet C8 with 850 horsepower. Even though the new ZR1 with 755 horsepower is a force to be reckoned with, the not yet unveiled C8 will overshadow it. The reason we are saying this is because Chevrolet's upcoming car is expected to put out somewhere around 850 horsepower, which categorizes it in the supercar range. This means that Ferrari finally has something to watch out for. Engine power. The first thing we need to mention about the engine is that it will be positioned right behind the driver's seat. This is certainly going to make driving the C8 amazing, especially when considering that C8 will pack 850 horsepower under its hood. Nonetheless, Chevrolet is expected to make C8 available in 3 engine variants. The first variant will be a huge 6.2-liter V8, the second one will be a 4.2-liter V8, while the third option will be a mid-range 5.5-liter V8. In addition, Chevrolet is predicting that the 6.2-liter V8 is going to be the most popular variant. The most impressive thing about C8's engine variants is that the 5.5-liter will be offer 850 horsepower. This means Chevrolet's upcoming car will be able to destroy races and score impressive lap times. Additionally, the smaller 4.2-liter V8 variant will put out somewhere around 650 horsepower, which is also quite impressive. The mid-range 5.5-liter V8 will feature the same horsepower as the already unveiled C7 Z06. Lastly, Chevrolet is expected to officially unveil C8 during the Detroit Auto Show, which will take place during the upcoming month, and to make it available for purchase starting 2019.
Chevrolet may have just announced the 755 horsepower Corvette ZR1, but no matter how incredible it is to drive, it's going to have a hard time not getting overshadowed by the upcoming redesigned version. Based on what we've seen and heard, the C8 will almost definitely be the mid-engine Corvette that's been rumored for all these years. And if the latest report is accurate, not only will the engine sit behind the driver, it will also be ridiculously powerful. The Corvette's current 6.2-liter V8 is listed, but is more likely destined for the front-engine C7, which is believed to continue production for a few more years. The most interesting tidbit from the document is that 4.2-liter and 5.5-liter V8 options are also expected, presumably for the upcoming mid-engine variant. IHS production estimates suggest the 6.2-liter V8 will be the most popular option, which would make sense if the C7 carries on as the volume model, followed by the 4.2-liter and finally the 5.5-liter. Corvette Forum also believes the smaller V8s will likely be twin-turbocharged and of a dual overhead cam design. In terms of horsepower, the 5.5-liter will reportedly make a maximum of 850 horsepower, with the 4.2-liter cranking out something closer to 650 horsepower. If so, that would mean the top-of-the-line mid-engine Corvette will make nearly 100 horsepower more than the already quick Corvette ZR1, while the mid-tier C8 will make about the same power as a C7 Z06. Speaking of the C7, it's believed Chevrolet will keep it in production even after the mid-engine version goes on sale. It would be sold alongside the C8 until 2021. There's also been talk of a Cadillac version, but Corvette Forum believes that will most likely be a race car, not a production vehicle.
Could the next-gen Chevy Corvette make up to 850 horsepower, edging out the Dodge Demon's demonic 840? Could the C7 Corvette remain in production for years after the mid-engine C8 hits the streets? Could the C8 get 3 engine choices, with not just one but 2 of them DOHC? Corvette Forum is citing a document shared by a forum member, which is purported to be a forecast of engine production from analysts IHS Markit that spells out Chevy's near-term plans for the Corvette, or rather, Corvettes plural. Mind you, this is all pretty speculative since we can't know the veracity of the document, and a lot of earnest interpretation and numbers crunching by forum members is also involved, but here's what the forum had gleaned from it. The mid-engine C8 Corvette, expected to be revealed at the Detroit Auto Show, will have 3 V8 engine choices, the current 6.2-liter V8, along with a 4.2-liter and a 5.5-liter, both of those DOHC, both of them twin-turbo. Production of the 2 DOHC engines has already begun at GM's Tonawanda Powertrain facility in Buffalo, New York. Interestingly, IHS Markit predicts the 6.2L to be the main choice of buyers, projecting 14,000 units per year before its popularity starts to taper off. That number appears to be exclusive to the C8 and doesn't seem to include that engine's application in the C7 since GM sold 40,000 units of that car last year. The DOHC engines would be more exclusive, with the 4.2-liter produced at a rate of 7,000 per year, and the 5.5L at 5,000. By the way, there's no correlation in the document between engines and trim levels. Forum members have sussed out that the 5.5-liter engine could make 850 horsepower and 720 pound-feet of torque, so likely, that's the ZR1. They reckon the output of the 4.2L at around 650 horsepower. The document mentions a use case for the 4.2-liter engine in a Cadillac sports car, but at numbers so low, the folks at the forum think it must be only for racing. And finally, the current front-engine, rear-drive C7 Corvette will live on for perhaps 3 more years, with motor production scheduled to continue through 2021. We'll get confirmation on any or all of the above when the mid-engine Corvette is expected to hit the floor at the North American International Auto Show in January.
Want to make an entrance at the country club? To the sky.
After leaking last week on the cover of Car and Driver, the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 made its public debut in Dubai, finally giving us all of the key information on the new American supercar, and some of the official information differs from what was posted online last week. Last week, the cover of the December Car and Driver introduced us to the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 when the magazine cover leaked early. That was the first real confirmation that the ZR1 was coming, and with that news came our first look at the new supercharged Corvette. The cover also stated that the C7 ZR1 would pack 750 horsepower. The next day, information which allegedly came from inside of the December Car and Driver also showed up online, at which point we had information like torque output, engine details, weight and price. As it turns out, some of that information was inaccurate, but with the new Corvette making its debut yesterday in Dubai, GM has offered up all of the actual information on the C7 ZR1. Here is a quick rundown of the key facts on the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1, and it should be noted that these are all official figures, not something taken from a magazine or internet forum. The most powerful, fastest Corvette ever. As expected, the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 is powered by a supercharged LT5 pushrod engine which features both direct injection and port injection. This new mill measures 6.2 liters and it is topped by an internally intercooled supercharger setup that is 52% larger than the blower on the Z06 SLT4. Contrary to what the Link magazine information suggested, the new ZR1 delivers 755 horsepower and 715 pounds-ft of torque, making it the most powerful Chevrolet product ever, the most powerful GM product ever, and the most powerful vehicle to ever wear the Corvette crossed flanks. I've never driven a Corvette like this before, and nobody else has either, because there's never been one like this before, said Mark Roos, Executive Vice President, Global Product Development, Purchasing and Supply Chain. Its unprecedented performance puts all other global supercars on notice that the CR1 is back. That engine can be paired with the 7-speed manual or the 8-speed auto, marking the first time that the Corvette CR1 has been offered with a self-shifting gearbox. After the overheating issues with the C7 Corvette C06, the new ZR1's LT5 features a vastly upgraded cooling system behind a front fast jet that offers improved airflow without compromising the aerodynamics needed to travel at speeds in excess of 210 miles per hour. That's right, with the basic aero kit, the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 has an official top speed of 210 miles per hour. As the highest performing Corvette ever, the CR1's design supports its capability in every way, said Kirk Benyon, exterior design manager. The new wings, for example, help generate more downforce without adding drag, enhancing road holding and top speed. Of course, with the optional high wing of the ZR1 ZTK Performance Package, the top speed comes down as high-speed downforce increases to levels 60% higher than the Z06 with the Z07 package. That ZTK package includes a unique front splitter with carbon fiber end caps, Michelin Pilot Sport 2Q and Pesos high-performance tires, and specific magnetic ride control tuning for the best possible track times. Like the Corvette race cars, both of the ZR1 rear wings are tied into the chassis rather than the body for the greatest aero impact and stability. Sebring Orange Design Package. Finally, to celebrate the launch of the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1, buyers can order the Sebring Orange design package, shown in the image above. This package includes Sebring Orange tint coat exterior paint, orange brake calipers, orange rocker stripes, orange seat belts, orange interior accent stitching and bronzed aluminum interior trim. On the inside, the Sebring Orange design Corvette CR1 features standard leather-trimmed seats with suited microfiber inserts offered, but heated-cooled Napa leather-trimmed seating is also available. Buyers can also add a carbon fiber-trimmed steering wheel, the competition sport seats, the performance data recorder, that I am surprised is not standard, and a Bose premium sound system. The 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 will have a price starting around $120,000, but all loaded up, the price will likely top out well over the $150K mark when it goes on sale in the spring of 2018. If you are looking to buy a 2017 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 or almost any other new Chevy car, truck or SUV, the company is currently running their 2017 Closeout Incentive Program, which cuts the price by as much as 20% on the majority of vehicles in dealer stock. Last week we brought you the news that Taco Bell employees can get a great deal on a 2017 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport, and today, we have a discount for everyone else. According to the folks from Motor Authority, the Chevrolet brand is currently running their 2017 Closeout Incentive Program, cutting prices on 2017 model year vehicles by as much as 20%. That leads to varying levels of discounts across the brand range, but the biggest discount comes with priciest vehicle in the program, the Corvette Z06. Big discounts through November 30th. The Chevrolet 2017 Closeout Incentive Program is running now through November 30th, and during the next few days, buyers can get the best deal of the year on a long list of Chevy vehicles from the 2017 model year. As the company looks to make room for the 2018 models and, in the case of the Corvette, the 2019 models, the 2017 vehicles still sitting on lots around the country will be deeply discounted. The exact discount varies greatly by model and trim, so prospective buyers should check the local dealership website for more details, but we do know a few of the exact discounts. On the 2017 Corvette Z06, buyers can save $9,107 on an MSRP of $86,700 and on select Camaro models. Picking one up in the next few days will cut as much as $3,665 from the bottom line. It should be noted that while 2017 Corvette Z06 buyers can save almost $10,000, this discount is seemingly not offered on the 2017 Steingrey or Grand Sport. The 20% discount is also not offered on the Chevrolet SS Sport sedan, but with number 2018 version of that high-performance four-door on the way, there is no rush to get the 2017 SS out of the way. However, Motor Authority reports that some dealerships are offering a 20% discount on the SS, so they can be found in the low $-40,000 range. Please let us know what you think about these discounts in the comments section below for discussion. If you think this article can be helpful to your friends, please consider sharing or tweeting it to your followers. Chevrolet introduced the 2019 Corvette CR1, a supercar that pushes Corvette's performance legacy with the highest power, greatest track performance and most advanced technology in its production history. I've never driven a Corvette like this before, and nobody else has either, because there's never been one like this before, said Mark Roos, Executive Vice President, Global Product Development, Purchasing and Supply Chain. Its unprecedented performance puts all other global supercars on notice that the CR1 is back. The Chevrolet Corvette CR1's exclusive LT5 supercharged engine, which is rated at an SAE-certified 755 horsepower, 563 kilowatts, and 715 pounds-ft of torque, 969 Newton-meters, is establishing a new benchmark in performance. Further, The ZR1 elevates Corvette's track capability with two internal honed aerodynamics packages, including an available high wing that provides an estimated 950 pounds of downforce. Most powerful ever. The Chevrolet Corvette ZR1's LT5 6.2L V8 engine advances Corvette's supercharging legacy, which began with the 2009 6th generation ZR1 and continued with the 2015 7th generation Z06. The LT5 delivers the highest output ever for a Chevrolet production vehicle, thanks in part to a new, more efficient intercooled supercharger system that offers 52% more displacement than the Z06's LT4 supercharger. GM's first dual-fuel injection system, which employs primary direct injection and supplemental port injection, helps the LT5 achieve its record output. 7-speed manual and 8-speed paddle shift automatic transmissions are available with the LT5. It's the first time an automatic transmission has been offered in a ZR1. Fastest ever. The 2019 Corvette ZR1's aggressive appearance is driven by function, contributing to its distinction as the fastest production Corvette to date. An all-new front fascia is designed to channel air for propulsion system and drivetrain cooling, with 4 new radiators bringing the heat exchanger total to 13. A special carbon fiber handle hood is open in the middle to clear the LT5 engine's supercharger intercooler assembly. Additional features, including aero packages with stanchion-mounted wings, help push the ZR1 harder onto the track for more confident handling and faster lap times. Top speed of the ZR1 is over 210 mph. As the highest performing Corvette ever, the ZR1's design supports its capability in every way, said Kirk Benyon, exterior design manager. The new wings, for example, help generate more downforce without adding drag, enhancing road holding and top speed. The Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 will offer 2 aero packages, a standard rear wing, which delivers the highest top speed and helps generate up to 70% more downforce than the Z06's base aero package, and an available 2-way adjustable high wing that offers maximum downforce on the track for the quickest lap times, about 60% more downforce than the Z06 with the available Z07 performance package. All models also feature a Chevrolet First, downforce enhancing front underwing. The adjustable high wing is part of the new ZTK performance package, which also includes a front splitter with carbon fiber end caps, Michelin Pilot Sport 2Q and Peso summer-only tires, and specific chassis and magnetic ride control tuning for greater cornering grip. Both of the ZR1's wings are tied into the chassis, like the Corvette Racing C7 raw checker, for strength and stability. Sebring Orange Design Package. The Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 introduced today also debuted a dynamic, available Sebring Orange Design Package. Centered on its Sebring Orange tint coat exterior color, the package also includes orange brake calipers, orange rocker and splitter accent stripes, orange seat belts, orange interior stitching and unique, bronze aluminum interior trim. The new design package complements the Corvette ZR1's tradition of offering maximum performance with refinement and design distinction. The driver-focused, well-appointed cockpit includes standard leather-trimmed seats, with suited microfiber inserts offered. Heated and vented Napa leather-trimmed seating is also available, as well as a carbon fiber-rimmed steering wheel, competition sport seats, performance data recorder, Bose premium audio system and more. If you are looking to buy a 2018 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport and you would like to save more than $4,300 on the 460 horsepower sports car, you might want to get a part-time job at Taco Bell, as employees of the Mexican fast food joint get a big discount on the C7 Grand Sport. Strong selling packages for premium sports cars like the 2018 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport are rarely subject to rebates and discounts, especially early in the model year, but General Motors is now extending their supplier pricing to folks who work at Taco Bell. That's right, Taco Bell employees can get a deep discount on a 2018 Corvette Grand Sport, saving $4,385 on the high-performance version of the C7 Stingray. Why Taco Bell employees? It is unclear why Taco Bell employees would be able to apply to the GM supplier discount, but it is not unusual for an automaker to extend discounts of that type to non-automotive companies. For instance, it makes sense for someone who works for Brembo to get the supplier discount since that company provides braking assemblies for a variety of GM vehicles, but to our knowledge, none of the new Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC or Buick vehicles come equipped with the Nacho Cheese Doritos Locos Taco Supreme, unfortunately. Now, you might think that General Motors has some sort of partnership with the Yum Brands, which owns Taco Bell, but there is no mention of a similar discount for KFC or Pizza Hut employees, two other Yum Brands. Perhaps Taco Bell sponsored the GM company summer picnic, or maybe the purple livery of the fast food company appears on a grand race car, we don't know, but the people who make the tasty low-priced tacos can save $4,385 on a new Corvette Grand Sport. 2018 Corvette Grand Sport supplier pricing. According to Cars Direct, the GM supplier discount for the 2018 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport cuts $4,385 from the MSRP. The Grand Sport Coupe starts at $66,590, including destination, while the Grand Sport Convertible starts at $70,590. But when you start piling on the options, this 460 horsepower track-ready C7 can climb well into the $90K range. While the upper end price varies based on the options chosen, the Taco Bell discount allows their employees to get into a Grand Sport Coupe for just over $62,000 or a Grand Sport Convertible for just over $65,000. Really, you have to wonder how many Taco Bell employees can afford a $60 to $65K sports car, but for those who have been saving up, working multiple jobs, or just don't mind overextending their finances, they can get a great deal on the C7 Corvette Grand Sport. Chevrolet released preliminary details on the new 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1, and they have me shaking. More than 750 horsepower? The fastest, most powerful production Corvette ever? 950 pounds of downforce from an optional giant wing? Numbers alone rarely excite me, but these have my heart pumping, and we don't even have full information on the car yet. The CR1 name bears a lot of weight for the Corvette. The last vehicle to wear it was the 2013 Corvette CR1, part of the C6 generation, so it's been 6 years since what I can safely call the ultimate Corvette roamed the streets. Chevrolet divulged some details but not all of them. However, that won't stop us from guessing a few things. Chevy didn't share pricing, but the last CR1 sold for $112,595 with destination, so we're guessing the new one will land in the $125,000 minus $140,000 range. That puts it within range of a natural competitor, the 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 and its $144,650 price tag. The 911 and Corvette have been natural competitors to me, and it makes sense that the top performance-oriented trims would align, as well. While both cars are rear-wheel drive and have the same goal, sports car superiority, they get there in different ways. To see this, look no further than engine placement. The Corvette's is in front while the 911's is in back. Let's take a closer look at how the forthcoming 2019 ZR1 stacks up against the 2018 911 GT3. Powertrains. The ZR1 enjoys a massive power advantage with its supercharged 6.2-liter V8, which pumps out 755 horsepower and 713 pounds-feet of torque. It offers two transmission options, an 8-speed automatic or a 7-speed manual. The GT3 goes the naturally aspirated route with its 4.0-liter flat 6-cylinder engine. It produces 500 horsepower and 339 pounds-feet of torque with a 7-speed PDK automatic or 6-speed manual, so one less gear on both fronts. Though we don't have all of the exact performance figures for the ZR1, it's safe to say that it will be the faster of the two. It has the higher top speed, 210 plus mph versus 198 mph with the manual 911, and a better power-to-weight ratio. The GT3 is 6.3 pounds per horsepower. In the ZR1, that figure shrinks to 4.7 pounds per horsepower, which is bonkers when you consider that it weighs more, 3,560 pounds versus 3,153 pounds for PDK versions of the GT3. 0 to 60 mph times should also favor the American. The GT3 makes it in 3.8 seconds with the manual and 3.2 seconds with the PDK. Chevrolet didn't release exact times for the ZR1, but we know the Z06 with a less powerful engine and the 8-speed automatic can make the same sprint in just 2.95 seconds. Excuse me while I black out again. Suspensions. Both of the sports cars opt for adaptive suspensions, called magnetic ride control on the ZR1 and Porsche active suspension management on the GT3. The GT3 does offer one thing the ZR1 doesn't, rear-wheel steering, which helps a variety of situations. The GT3's suspension has one more feature I hope will reach the ZR1, which can help save the front bodywork on the street, an optional pneumatic front axle lift system that can raise the front by 1.2 inches to help separate speed bumps and other obstacles from the front splitter. The ZR1 has all sorts of fancy bodywork up front, which help to funnel air to the 4 new radiators and 13 total heat exchangers. Go fast bits. This is my all-encompassing, imagined term to discuss aerodynamics on both vehicles, which are, again, pretty bananas. Both feature functional rear wings and extra air bumper openings to send air to the engines. The GT3 combines the wing with a rear underbody diffuser, and the two produce a combined 340 pounds of downforce at track speeds. The ZR1 counters with a massive optional wing of its own, part of the ZTK performance package. Adjusted to trade some top speed for 950 pounds of downforce. Both vehicles offer carbon ceramic brakes, optional on the Porsche and included, unknown yet whether they're standard or optional, on the Chevrolet, which help bring all of that speed to a halt. The 2019 Corvette ZR1 hits dealerships in the spring of 2018, and we hope then to put these speculations to a real test. 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 will be powered by supercharged 6.2-liter LT5 V8 that will develop 563 kilowatts and 969 Newton-meters. The 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 will arrive in showrooms next year and will be propelled by a bonkers 6.2-liter supercharged LT5 that will kick at a loony 563 kilowatts and 969 Newton-meters. In short, the 2019 Corvette ZR1 will be the most powerful road-going Corvette ever. All that power will be sent to the rear wheels via 7-speed manual or 8-speed automatic. A choice of 2 body kits help keep the Corvette ZR1 planted to the bitumen. The first option is the high wing package, which consists of a large rear spoiler, obviously, a front splitter with carbon fiber end caps, special calibration for the chassis and magnetic ride suspension, and Michelin Pilot Sport 2Q and Peso summer-only tires. Total downforce offered by the high wing pack is 430 kilograms. The more restrained body kit option is the low wing package, which still allows the Corvette ZR1 to reach its top speed of over 337 kilometers per hour, without offering as much downforce. Cosmetic styling kits. These body kits are not. If you're feeling even more brash, you can opt for the Sebring Orang design package. As you'd expect, Chevrolet will paint your Corvette ZR1 bright orange, orange brake calipers, an orange rocker cover and orange interior highlights. Also inside, there's full leather, a carbon fiber steering wheel, a performance data recorder and a Bose stereo. In case you couldn't attend the unveiling of the all-new 755 horsepower 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 in Dubai last weekend. You can watch the highlights from the event in the video above, which was published to YouTube by Cars. The new ZR1 is the most powerful production Corvette ever built, leveraging a supercharged 6.2-meter OHV V8 dubbed LT5. It's also equipped to produce far more downforce than the C7 Z06, which Chevrolet hopes can help achieve a sub-7-minute lap of the Nürburgring Nordschleife. The video features appearances from GM Africa and Middle East President and Managing Director Mario A. Spangenberg, GM North America President and Global Chevrolet Brand Chief Alan Beatty, Corvette Chief Engineer Taj Jupiter, and GM Director of Exterior Design for Performance Cars Tom Peters. It's expected that the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 will serve as a super high-performance send-off to the C7 generation of the Chevrolet Corvette, which is believed to be the final front-engined iteration of the iconic sports car, with the C8 premiering a mid-engine layout in 2019.
The 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 received an early internet debut. Lamborghini pulled the wraps off a new concept car, and we slid behind the wheel of the 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Lamborghini's looking to the future with a new partnership with NIT, and the fruits of that partnership so far are in the form of the Terzo Millennial concept car. It's the first solid step toward a future all-electric supercar from Lamborghini. We slid behind the wheel of the new 2018 Porsche 911 GT2. The return of the Widowmaker stole the Nürburgring lap record crown from the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, and it's a fire breather on the track. Set to be unveiled on Sunday, November 11th, the new 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 received an early internet debut. The cover revealed the design of the new Corvette ZR1, along with the fact that it will have 750 horsepower. We lived with the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk for a week and found out what it's like on a day-to-day basis. From laughable fuel economy to its launch control party trick, the Trackhawk isn't an SUV to be trifled with. Ford is preparing to launch the new 2018 Expedition SUV, and we took it for a spin. The verdict? It's finally able to compete head-to-head with the Chevrolet Tahoe Suburban and GMC Yukon twins. The 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 has finally landed, and in Dubai of all places. We'll get to the reasons behind the Dubai debut later. Right now you're probably craving specs, so have at it. Due in showrooms next spring, the 2019 Corvette ZR1 is the fastest and most powerful Corvette in the nameplate's history. At its heart is a new V8 codenamed the LT5. Corvette fans will recognize the engine code from the V8 used in the C4 Corvette ZR1 of the early 90s. The modern LT5 is a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 delivering 755 horsepower and 715 pound-feet of torque. The engine is based on the design of the LT4 V8 fitted to the Corvette Z06 and a couple of other cars, but it benefits from a more efficient intercooled supercharger with 52% more displacement than the LT4 supercharger. The engine also features General Motors' first dual-fuel injection system, which employs primary direct injection and supplemental port injection. All of the power is routed to the rear wheels either via a 7-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic. This is the first time an automatic is being offered in a ZR1. With so much power going through only the rear wheels, Chevrolet knew the ZR1 was going to need some serious downforce to make full use of all of that oomph. The engineers actually came up with two packages, with the more extreme option, dubbed the high wing, for obvious reasons, capable of generating up to 950 pounds of downforce. It's part of a ZTK performance package, which also includes a front splitter with carbon fiber end caps, Michelin Pilot Sport 2 Cuban Pesos summer-only tires, and specific calibration for the chassis and magnetic ride suspension. The other option is the low wing, which will see the car reach its highest top speed, in this case over 210 mph, but offer lower downforce than the high wing option. There's still 70% more downforce than a Z06, though. Chevy says the wings are incorporated into the car's structure, just like on the Corvette C7R rod checker, for added strength and stability. And they work with the aero at the front, which includes a downforce-enhancing front underwing. Also at the front is a new fascia designed to feed plenty of cool air to the car's 13 heat exchangers. It's clear Chevy has learned its lessons from the Z06's overheating issues. A final tidbit Chevy has revealed is availability of a Sebring orange design package. In addition to a bright orange exterior color, the package also includes orange brake calipers, orange rocker and splitter accent stripes, orange seat belts, orange interior stitching and unique, bronze aluminum interior trim. Also for the interior, there's full leather trim, a carbon fiber steering wheel, sport seats, a performance data recorder, and a Bose sound system. The new ZR1 was previewed on Sunday. It will now make its official world debut on Tuesday at the 2017 Dubai Motor Show. A North American appearance will follow later in the month at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show, where we'll likely learn much more about this exciting road rocket. So why is the greatest Corvette of making its debut in Dubai? The car was originally due earlier this year, as a 2018 model, but planned upgrades at the Corvette's Bowling Green, Kentucky, home meant the 2018 model year for the Corvette was cut short. And with order books for the 2019 Corvette range, including the ZR1, opening on November 20th, Chevy needed to reveal the car ASAP. Although the LA Auto Show seems the more natural option for the debut, it doesn't open its doors until November 29th. I'm not sure if this leak was meant to happen or not, but the cover for the December 2017 issue of Car and Driver is making the rounds on the internet, and with it comes our first official look at the new Corvette ZR1. And the power rating. It's 750 horsepower now. So, a lot. Update, more details on the car. The most noticeable differences we can spot from this and the formerly top-tier Z06 are a different front bumper, a far more aggressive-looking hood, what appear to be racing bucket seats, and that wild spoiler out back. The magazine itself has predicted the ZR1 has the same supercharged 6.2-liter V8 as the Z06, but with larger intercoolers and better cooling. That's good because the C7 Z06 was kind of infamous for problems in that department. The ZR1 name has been used to denote the king of the hill Corvette off and on for some years now, including the high-tech C4 ZR1 with a DOHC Mercury Marine built V8 engine in the 1990s and the beastly supercharged C6 ZR1 from a few years ago. This new car has well over 100 horsepower on that car, so expect it to be an absolute demon. And considerably lighter than an actual demon. Expect to see this thing at the 2018 Detroit Auto Show in January, if not sooner. Update, actually, a report from Corvette Blogger says the car will debut in Dubai on Saturday, followed by the LA Auto Show later this month. So we'll see. Update 2:15 p.m. An astute reader points out a digital copy of that Car and Driver story is now online at Corvette Forum, and here is what we learned from that. The ZR1 is essentially a Z06 with more, meaning it doesn't get anything too radical like an all-new engine. They even have the same gear ratios and both can be had with either a 7-speed manual or 8-speed automatic. Still, the engine has a new designation, LT5, like the C4ZR1 had. It's got a bigger supercharger than the Z06S LT4, and torque is rated at 680 pounds-ft. Other differences: larger throttle body, different fuel injection system, strengthened crankshaft. Aside from the rear wing, everything from the A-pillar back is Z06, in terms of the body. It's heavier than a Z06-2 to the tune of about 140 pounds. The suspension setups are the same, just with different tuning. No new parts here. The ZR1's front wheels are half an inch wider, but both standard and optional tires are the same as the Z06. The ZR1 gets the Z06S optional brake rotors and calipers too, with new pads. It shoots flames from its exhaust, which is good. Not enough.
The new 2019 Chevrolet Corvette CR1 will be the most powerful Corvette ever made, with top speeds of 210 miles per hour and a 755 horsepower engine. This sports car will be available in spring of 2018 and will challenge other popular models with new features and colors, Chevrolet said. The Corvette is newly redesigned inside and out, with better aerodynamics and more radiators to prevent overheating, as well as a roomier cockpit, a carbon fiber steering wheel, and in some models, heated seats and a Bose audio system. GM revealed the car at a studio soundstage on Sunday, and it will be featured at the Dubai Motor Show on Tuesday, where it will be shown with many other 6- and 7-figure luxury vehicles. It is expected the 2019 Corvette CR1 will accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 2.95 seconds, the current speed of the Corvette C06, Chevrolet's previous model, net reported. It has 105 more horsepower and 65 pound-feet more torque than its predecessor, so it should be faster. Automatic transmission will be available as an option on the car for the first time. Previous models have all been 7-speed manual transmission only. I've never driven a Corvette like this before, and nobody else has either, because there's never been one like this before, GM Product Chief Mark Ruth said in a statement, USA Today reported. Its unprecedented performance puts all other global supercars on notice that the CR1 is back.
Being far away from America, Dubai may seem like a strange place for Chevrolet to launch its 2019 Corvette ZR1. But using a city whose mantra is impossible is just an opinion as a launch pad for the most powerful Corvette ever actually feels completely natural once you're here on the ground. GM may have chosen to reveal the ZR1 at a studio soundstage on Sunday, but its real coming out party will be at the Dubai Motor Show on Tuesday, where it will sit shoulder to shoulder with 6- and 7-figure luxury sedans, SUVs and hypercars. Based on the 7th-generation Corvette, this is only the 4th-generation ZR1, and it features a number of key innovations that help make it the most powerful production Corvette ever. General Motors isn't releasing all of its performance stats just yet, but we do know some tasty tidbits. Namely, 755 horsepower and 715 pound-feet of torque in a package that weighs 3,650 pounds. Chevy officials promise that the ZR1 will do better than 210 miles per hour, and with 105 more horses and 65 pound-feet more torque, it's not unreasonable to suspect that it will be quicker to 60 mph than 2.95 seconds, GM's official time for the Corvette Z06. For added perspective, 715 is roughly 2/3 more horsepower than the 455 in the base Steinway. Of course, the ZR1 isn't just a case of cranking up the boost on the Z06's 6.2-liter V8. On the contrary, the powertrain has been comprehensively reworked from its air and fuel delivery systems on through its exhaust, with the goal of creating more power up and down the rev range. Despite being conservatively spec-up, Corvette chief engineer Taj Julter says, "After you drive this car for a while, a Z06 feels really sluggish, like it can barely get out of its own way." He only sounds like he's half joking when he says that to us assembled journos. Not only have significant upgrades in breathing capacity necessitated major changes to the ZR1's front end, aero changes have been carried throughout the bodywork, all the way to the rear end. You'll hear a lot of that word in this story, necessitated. As it turns out, when building an envelope-pushing supercar, solving one problem often creates another technical challenge to be surmounted. As you can see from these images, the ZR1's resulting bodywork is incredibly aggressive, from a completely unique front clip featuring markedly bigger air inlets and front splitter that incorporates a Corvette first underwing, to a massive, high-set rear airfoil that's part of an option package. One of the biggest challenges for the ZR1 was working out improved cooling for the 2.65-liter Eaton supercharger that's 52% bigger than the Z06. That in turn necessitated sourcing a 95mm throttle body. GM simply couldn't find one big enough anywhere that could produce a large enough throttle opening to keep from choking the engine, so it had to design its own. Case in point, Chevrolet learned the hard way with this car's Z06 4-barrel that too much cooling is just enough. Embarrassingly, the company suffered a small but statistically significant number of heat-soak overheating-related issues reported by Z06 owners and racetracks, a development that forced the company to make some changes for the 2017 model year. That shouldn't be a problem with this new ZR1. It boasts no fewer than 13 heat exchangers, including a pair of additional radiators on each side of the nose. The key addition, along with a bigger supercharger, changed the weight distribution on the car, so Chevy compensated by widening the front wheels by ½ an inch for better grip. That, along with the need for more fresh air and a higher hood to clear the supercharger, necessitated that the ZR1 would get all new front bodywork. No Z06 bits would fit. If you scroll through the gallery of photos accompanying this story, you may take notice of the hood, what with its bare carbon midsection. It may look like one piece, but it's not. That's the top of the intercooler cover poking through. That's right, the ZR1 has a shaker hood. It couldn't have been easy to engineer this solution and still effectively manage any air and drainage concerns. You can practically hear the mix of pride and weariness in Julter's voice when he speaks of the difficulty in book-matching the carbon fiber loop between the hood itself and the intercooler cover. Better breathing is only half the solution, of course. To get more power, you need more fuel, and that necessitated the development of a new dual-fuel injection system, a first for Corvette. Like the Steingrey and Z06, the LS9 in the ZR1 relies on direct injection, but it has a supplemental port injection too. Transmission-wise, Chevy's 7-speed rev-matching manual will come standard, but GM has chosen to make an 8-speed automatic optional for the first time on a ZR1. The new 10-speed from the 2018 Camaro doesn't fit. The paddle-shift 7-speed gearbox has received numerous upgrades to improve shift times, and Julter says those upgrades will filter back down through the rest of the Corvette lineup. Let's go back to the aerodynamics for a moment, because if you're like me, you can't stop staring at that wing. It's actually part of an option ZTK performance package, which incorporates a unique front splitter with tall carbon fiber end caps, as well as specific chassis and magnetic ride control calibrations and Michelin Pilot Sport 2 Cuban Pesos summer rubber. The wing itself was co-developed with Corvette Motorsports partners Pratt & Miller, and its angle of attack is manually adjustable up to 5 degrees. Those tall stanchions bolt directly to the chassis for maximum